To part 6 of our child diary, and Naughty's back! Yay! We missed you, Naughty. So great to have you back. Yeah, so he's going to be back with us for the rest of the child diary. So we're on to part 6. This covers Tuesday, March the 17th, 2026, St. Patrick's Day! I don't think we realised we were going to be in the States for St. Patrick's Day until we actually got into the States. Yeah. Yeah, it was like crazy. It was just I know, literally, Naughty on that day on the socials was busy literally posting stuff. So clearly stuff was going on while we were either at the hockey lodge or back in the hotel. Yeah. It was a bit of a... Yeah. So as you guys know, this day was our free day on the trip. So we had no hockey to attend. Naughty was in Chicago while we're in Chicago. It was one of those weird back-to-back situations where you play in one team's bar one night, then even the next day or the day after you then had them in your bar. And that's what we had here with the Blackhawks and the Wild. They were in Chicago on the Tuesday. And on the first day we were flying back, they were in Minneapolis. What would happen if it was the other way round? Honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know what we've done. I honestly don't know. I can't say that for certain. I think on the next trip, if we're there for the Frost and there's a Wild game going on, I think, yeah, probably would. Yeah, but but this first one, I don't know. I don't know what I would have done. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So, right, the night before, so the 16th, whilst we had to deal with suitcase drama, when we were having our evening meal in our hotel, I decided I was going to get on my phone, I would try to find where the Wild team store is, because obviously we were in a very emergency situation. I needed to try and get a Wild jersey, in case that the suitcase was not going to come back in time for our game against the Charge. I need a jersey of some form. Okay. And we wanted to try and get to the Wild team store for the beginning of the trip. Obviously, we didn't know where it was during the first day. So I was like, we'll be coming back to like 5. We've got at least 3 days in Minneapolis to try and find it. No problem. So when we were having our email on the Monday, I looked at my phone and found it. It was actually, it's by Gate 1, Section 104, and we got the opening times, everything, sorted. So on the Tuesday, we made to go down there for first big, so about 11 o'clock. And got in, and straight away, I went over to the naughty section, and we got you, so that was good. Straight in there, no problem. Okay. There is actually a Naughty in the mascot collection, in the extra mascot collection, but I wanted my own Naughty. My own Naughty from Minnesota. Like how my Sharky is from Zaze, I need a Naughty that's actually from Minnesota, so I got in them. We love you very much. And can I just say, I think it's really good how well your Sharky's getting on with him. Well, he's got no choice, he needs to. And because I think this dual affiliation is tougher for him than it is for you, because he's had you all to yourself for 17 years. And now he's got to get used to the fact that obviously dual affiliation. Well, what happens if I find a partner? Oh, then you've got to then. Oh, then that's freedom, mates. Because stand. Yeah. So that's seems to be good practice for that. Yeah. Who knows? Could happen one day. Who knows? We're not running anything out. Yeah. And then we thought, right, can we try and see what jerseys are like? Yeah. Now, I've been saying I really do love the Wild's alternate jersey. I really do love that. And I did try to see if we could get that, but obviously it didn't have anything in my size. Try to find like a blank wild jersey was not easy. Inside in the pro shop, in the Sharks pro shop, we do have a selection of jerseys with players' names on it. But we also have a section where you just get like a blank jersey. So if, like me, you don't really want to have a particular name on the back, you can just go and do that. You do really fine in the hockey lodge. It's pretty much this is what's there, rubbish through. Wasn't much wild stuff on either. Sorry, not wild stuff. Frost stuff. Sorry, it's the jet lag. Not my walls! For God's sake. Sorry, I meant to say it was not much frost stuff. Well, the wild stuff didn't seem much either. It was like bits and pieces. It wasn't very well laid out. No, it wasn't like here's the women's section, here's the men's section. There's accessories. There's your pucks. No frost pucks. There's lots of wild pucks. Where were they? Near Nordy. There was a lot of wild pucks. No frost pucks. But actually, wasn't that much wild stuff there. No. But on the Tuesday, there was hardly any frost stuff, and they basically said to us, "Oh well, if you come back on Frost game day, then you have better luck then." So obviously, that's what we decided we were gonna do. Yeah. So I thought, right, So I was thinking, right, let's just get him bought. Let's just get Nordy bought. We give the airline one last chance to try and get the case back before our game against the Charge. If that fails, then the next day we get back into the hockey lodge and we get a wild jersey of any sort and do that. So that was the plan. So we'll talk more about that in the next part. So we got Nordy back, and then basically we just went back to the hotel to just try, compose, because wasn't really much we could do. So we just thought, let's just go back into the hotel, just try and compose ourselves for a couple of hours, and then maybe take like a stroll in the evening and go and find somewhere else, just do something a bit different. So that's what we did. And as we did that evening stroll for our meal, we came across. Oh yeah, brace yourselves, because this is where George is about to go a bit all starry now. Okay, this is mine. We've been teasing this, haven't we, in the previous parts? This is where George is about to get mind blown. So just go easy on him, kids. Just go easy on him for a sec. You wouldn't believe this, but they actually had a Domino's where you could actually sit in and eat. Like, I kid you not, it was a Domino's where you could there was actually chairs where you could actually go in and sit and have your meal. They're not taking it seriously. Minneapolis had a Domino's that you could sit in and eat at. That just was like mind-blowing. Because everyone knows Domino's is takeaway, Pizza Hut is restaurants. Okay? Everyone knows that. So it's like, wow, that was just like brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. How to say it was very fulling though. Yeah, it was very fulling. I mean, I just basically ordered my standard pizza that I would always get. Standard margarita, and yet it was very fulling. You did not need to then think about eating another thing after that for the rest of the night. That basically filled you up for the whole. Rest of the night. That was no problem. That was brilliant. It got a bit messy, but it was fine in the end. It was all fine. It was just lovely, brilliant being there. Just like So a Domino's restaurant does exist. I didn't know that. No. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah. So it was kind of a slow day, but I think we always kind of anticipate that, because obviously I didn't in the run up. I didn't really look into trying to find things to do in Minneapolis because we only had one day. We only had one full free day in Minneapolis. So there was no point in me trying to look up something and then we get there and actually, it's chock-a-block, it's booked out, we can't go in. Yeah, it didn't really look like the really city tour buses either. No, it's kind of like Saturday. Yeah, it's a working city. You don't need to tour or anything. Yeah. Yeah. So I think whenever we go to Minneapolis, it will probably just be for hockey. I will make sure that all entertainment systems are not in the suitcase in case it gets lost again. Well, you did say you're going to get a second power bank. Yes. So that'll be fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so that'll be all. That'll be good. Yeah, so it's kind of a long, slow day, but it always was going to have that kind of feeling because we're kind of basically stuck. What to do? We should have asked if the Wild do watch parties. Yeah. We should have done that. We should have asked at the hotel if there's any watch parties for the Minnesota Wild, and then we could have gone and killed a couple of hours there. Instead of me having to follow the game on my phone by the NHL app. Yeah, rookie mistake. Yeah, but you would have been dressed for it, George, because you didn't get the jersey because you thought, right, it's just get. Of course, we already had Nordy, so oh yeah. But I think we should maybe look into that because what happens if we go to Minnesota again and we're there and Wild on a massive road trip? So maybe try. Yeah, we need to look into that. Remind me to do that next time. What? If any Minnesota Wild fans know if you do that, do you want to let us know in the comments or email the show purplerainpodcasts@gmail.com. Let us know. Because that actually would have been quite good. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I wouldn't mind attending a watch party. That would have been quite nice. It could have killed a couple of hours. It would have also helped me get more acquainted into the Wild community. Yeah. So yeah, we should have done that. Too bad. It's kind of a slow day, but we kind of knew it was always going to be that because obviously we were anticipating a very high octane match the following day. The following day. So we finally got on Audi. Would have loved to have had you early in the trip, but there again, saving grace. Yeah, because obviously we did try it on our first game on the Friday. We did try to find the team store, but we only found a kiosk. Yeah. And then you were like, George, right, okay, let's not panic. When we come back from Denver, we'll try and find it again. Yeah. But I know it would have been nice if we had Nordy. And we could have had Nordy come with us at all 3 games. We had found the team store earlier. But there again, maybe it's kind of a saving grace. Because what would have happened if we had got Nordy on the first day and then we wouldn't have got him back. We wouldn't have got back, and that would have been even more. That then would have been where blood would have been spilt. Yeah. That then would have been when blood got spilt. Yeah. Bernie, fine, he's got a nice trek. Not Nordy. Definitely not Sharky. No. He has. Just love him. Nordy. Yeah, not nice. This goes so well. Yeah, this goes. The dual station is taking a bit of time to get used to, but no, I'm actually doing fine with it because obviously it's a team that I never had a problem with in the past. And it's just now just slow. But do you think that was always going to be the case when we got involved in the PHL? Because well, it's interesting because obviously so far the PHL has basically gone to markets that already have an NHL team. Yeah. I think obviously we've been with the league from day one. At the time, I never really thought if that would happen. But I think because we went with Minnesota, it made it easier for me to then build that friendship up with the NHL team that's in there. Yeah. Whereas if we had gone with any of the others, particularly of the Oracle 6, I'd probably be like thinking, well, yeah, not really asked about the Ector team now. I'd have to plead up. Yeah, so, well, if we had gone with Boston, then obviously we had no choice. We had to then grow to like the Boston Bruins. Obviously, we have a Boston Bruins in our pack, of course. Yes, in our pack. Yes, we suppose Goofy. Yeah. Okay, that would, but no, I don't. Yeah. But no. I really am kind of happy that I made that call at the end of last year to now just go, do you know what? I get on well with Wild. I'm already involved with one Minnesota sports team. I can easily do two. Yeah. Plus, what happens if one day we go there and there's a Wild game happening as well as the Frost games, which was what we're there for? Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. But give me a few years and it will just feel natural having this dual affiliation. It will just feel natural. Right now I'm still trying to get used to it, but give me a few years and it'll just be fine. It'll just feel natural. Yeah. Just give me a few years to get used to it. Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah. So it was a bit of a kind of a slow day, long day, but we couldn't really do anything. We tried because we had to basically spend most of the day trying to get on the airline to see what was going on with the suitcase. So even if we wanted to go explore the city, we couldn't really do that because we kind of need to kind of work out where the fuck the case is. So in a way, our paws were kind of tied on what we were going to do on that day because apart from heading down to the team store, we couldn't really do anything else because we need to try and work out where the fuck the case is. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Have you two got anything else you want to add? Because I think I could cover the bases. I feel like it's going to be another short part. Like how the flight to Denver was a short part. Not really. We didn't really see much St. Patrick's celebrations going on. Well, I think we missed it. when we were at the hockey lodge. Because literally on my socials timeline, Nordy was basically just posting stuff to do with St. Patrick. So I think it all must have happened when we were at the tea store. So there you go. There you go. Yeah, so the thing's a bit quiet then for St. Patrick's Day, isn't it? Aren't I supposed to be raucous? Now. Let's not have any of that. Dublin's airport was brilliant for us. Any else want to add? Or shall I wrap it up? I think you can wrap it up. I don't think there's much more we can say about this because it was a long day. We didn't really do much apart from just try to track the case. Yeah. So shall I put that? Yeah. Okay. So that's probably a very short part. Like I say, there wasn't that much we could really do on the Tuesday. Because obviously we had to spend most of the day trying to track down our case. It was just a complete merry dance every time. Every time we rung up, it just turned to one great big merry dance, and it was just like as I said in an earlier part, you're just taking a disabled man with mental health issues for a ride. And that's not funny. That is really not funny. No. So yeah. So that I think is going to conclude it. I mean, it's a bit of a short part, but like I say, we didn't really do that much. We got to the team store, found Nordy, had a couple of hours in the hotel trying to phone the airline to see where the case was, then head out and found that magic Domino's. And then when we got back in for the rest of the night, I then followed the Wild game in Chicago. I think that was that the only win that Nordy got in Minneapolis? Yeah. Because he lost a hat in the shootout, lost to the Maple Leafs and Raiders while we were in Denver, and then won that game. And I can't remember on the day we were flying back if he won that one or not. Anyway. Right, so let's go do this part. So next time, the next part, so part 7, you're going to hear us recount the final game of our trip, which of course was that World Cup Finals rematch against the Orange Charge. It was a very special game for two big reasons. Oh, go and get it now! In fact, Nordy can come and get it with me, because Nordy knows what it is. Yeah, so I'm going to go and do that now. I'll go get it now. Nordy can go and come and get it with me. Okay? Alright. So yeah, that's what's going on the next part. But until then, take care guys, and don't forget to